What was that studio session like working with one of the legends, DJ Quick?
Oh shit, just smoking and drinking and kicking it. And he made the beat right there. And Robert Bacon, he played the guitar. I knew him because he played on my album. So we kind of used the same people to make the album. So it was just a kicking session. We was just chilling, just like we chilling now. He could cut the MPC on, and he like, I'm feeling this. You like that, Sylk? I'm like, you goddamn right I like that. You DJ Quick, I like that. Yeah.
Right. Any labels come knocking on your door due to the House Party 3 soundtrack, or are you having trouble getting out Select Records? Where's Sylk Smoov at this time?
Well, at that time, shit, I got kind of frustrated with it, with just the bullshit of being in the middle of that. I was kind of wanting to be released because it was a whole lot going on at the time, and it was a lifestyle. How can I put this? I was ready to take a break from that bullshit, So once some things you shouldn't say on camera. But put it like this. You're free to go, Floyd, Sylk. I'm like, thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a tug of war type thing going on with them, So besides being in the middle of all that, I was like, I'd rather walk away from this shit and live my life and try to do something else at the time. So I got out of my deal from there, and I was still making music, but I just wanted some freedom at the time.
Right. That time, what other avenues did you explore? I know you talked about moving to different areas. So what were you going through at that time after your record deal?
Well, let me get my time frame together. At that time, I started making beats and stuff. I got more into what I was doing, and I was making tracks for people locally. And a few years after that, I started my own record label. Hold on. It was a few other things I started. We did Ball of Fall. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was doing a lot of producing, and I did something. I don't know if you're familiar with Joe Johnson. He played for he had a label, Viked Out Records. I was doing music for them. We were supposed to do a project, but they could never get their business together. And I was making music for them. I was pretty much producing after that. I'd rap here and there, but I was more so on the production tip.
Right.
Right.
At what point does the rap bug get you, and you start delving back into hip hop, writing lyrics, and coming up with your next projects?
Well, when the technology changed, when you could do things on the computer, I had an idea of building a studio, which everybody do it now. But I had went to Hype, and I was telling him about it. And I'm like, I'd like to make an album, whoop-de-whoop. But, Jameson? Mm-hmm. Well, Jameson, he worked at PWL, and he has a company called Red Line Distribution.
Okay.
You heard of them?
Yep.
So he had called me, and he wanted to distribute an album. And it was ironic because I was just, so I came up with the Cat Action 25-8, and we had started promoting that project. So when I went down south with it, that was my first time experiencing selling out the trunk. And shit, them motherfuckers was selling. Hey, to the point where I ain't had no more CDs with the cases. So I'm like, shit, I had spindles. I was selling them plain. They was, I used to come home, This just out the trunk. I had to empty my pockets. It was so much money.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, damn, I get back out there and do this. I couldn't believe it. But when I got back to St. Louis and I tried the exact same thing, because, let me see, it was $400 every 4 hours. That was every 4 hours.
Wow.
You know. And then when I got to St. Louis, I said, yeah, when I go back to St. Louis, I want to try this in St. Louis. So you sell 2 CDs in 4 hours. St. Louis.
Wow.
It's, hey, what can I say? You know.
What city was doing the 400 every 4 hours?
I was in Florida and Pensacola, Tallahassee, and in that little area. I wasn't even for sure what these cities was. I'm from the Midwest. So I went to Mississippi. It was Mississippi and Alabama right there. So I was selling Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, and wherever in that region, you know.
Right.
And shit, it was, hey, that out the trunk life is for real. Yeah.